Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on UPN.
Live, Kurt Ludlow, Shauna Parsons, meteorologist Rod Hill, and Tim Becker Sports. This is the 10 o'clock news.
Good evening. Huge flames and black smoke filled the air near Woodburn as a tanker filled with gasoline catches fire and explodes.
That accident completely shut down I-5, trapping thousands of drivers on the freeway for hours. Here's a live picture of that stretch of freeway right now. About an hour ago, all the lanes reopened. You could see traffic moving, but it was a very different picture throughout the day. KPTV's Jim Hyde was there.
The engine cab and forward tank of the rig burned fiercely for more than 2 hours. State police say the tanker had just filled up with gas and diesel in Portland and was headed for Albany. Firefighters poured water on the flames and tried to keep the rear tank, containing 6,600 gallons of gas, from becoming hot enough to burn. The truck did not crash. The driver had engine trouble, pulled over, and summoned a mechanic. They were trying to drive on the shoulder to the next exit.
Before they were able to get there, they noticed heavy black smoke billowing underneath. They stopped, got out, saw that there was flames, backed off, called 911.
Drivers behind the troubled truck managed to stop safely.
There was a fire in that tire, so then that truck pulled over, and the whole thing was just below explosion.
You could tell when it really got open because the flames just burst out.
Like the rest of drivers, they could only watch and wait for the burning fuel to flame out. But most were not amused. Southbound traffic backed up 7 miles. Northbound I-5 was similarly stalled.
A little past Wilsonville, we were going 70, and then it was like 70 to 0. I just saw brake lights.
Police identified the driver as David Lucas of Albany, who works for Truax Oil Company. Neither he nor the mechanic who tried to help were hurt. While some of the unwilling witnesses might have made new friends while stuck together, no one made any money nor saved any time. Northbound I-5 was closed for almost 3 hours. Some southbound lanes got rolling by 2:45, more than 3 hours after the fire started. Near Woodburn, Jim Hyde, the 10 o'clock news.
Nobody was hurt in the fire. Woodburn firefighters did get help from neighboring departments. They sent tanker trucks full of water. That semi was valued at $50,000. ODOT and DEQ are adding up the damage to the road and the waterways.
Oregon state health officials are a little worried about people who may have had too much contact with all of that smoke. Experts say firefighters and in some cases motorists who were closest to the fire are most at risk of suffering health problems from the toxic petroleum smoke. People who live downwind could also feel the effects, but in most cases, the symptoms should be limited and short-lived.
If they experience a lot of that soot coming down with other toxic substances in it, they may experience a little eye irritation, some nose irritation, but healthy people shouldn't experience anything more than that.
Asthmatics or people with other chronic lung problems may suffer more severe breathing problems. If that happens, seek medical attention. At last report, the smoke had moved high above the clouds northwest of Woodburn. It may eventually come down in more populated areas, but health experts believe at that point it will be mostly diluted and shouldn't cause too many concerns.
One of the convicted sex offenders living in a controversial home in Vancouver is back in jail tonight. Washington State Corrections officials confirmed 33-year-old Jimmy Hoover violated his probation by having contact with a 3-year-old boy. Now, that contact was non-sexual. Corrections officers say Hoover spent time with the child while working and then told his probation officer about it. Meantime, neighbors near this controversial home on West 27th Street say a 5th sex offender is now living at the house. They say it's not fair for their neighborhood to host 5 sex offenders, and they claim the property isn't zoned for that kind of living situation.
At what point does that become a group home? Is that, you know, there's 6 people living there, 5 of them are sex offenders. 2 of those, I believe, are being paid for by the state. You know, at what point does it become a state facility?
The Clark County Prosecutor's Office will bring the case before a Superior Court judge next week. At least 2 of the offenders living at the house are prohibited from socializing with other convicted felons. The Department of Corrections maintains those rules do not apply in this situation because there is just no place else for the men to live.
The FBI has placed 27-year-old Christian Longo on the nation's 10 most wanted fugitive list. Longo is charged with the aggravated murders of his wife and 3 young children. KPTV's David Wilson has been following the story. He joins us with the latest. Dave?
Well, it's been 40 years since an Oregon man has been placed on the FBI's 10 most wanted list, and tonight there's evidence that Christian Longo may now be in Mexico.
We're confident that he ended up in Cancun on the 27th.
FBI agents are in Cancun, Mexico tonight looking for any sign of Christian Longo.
It is going to be difficult. He's accomplished at changing his identity, at changing and stealing and assuming other people's identity.
Police believe Longo used a stolen ID and credit card to buy an American Airlines ticket and fly from San Francisco to Mexico on the 27th of December. That's one day after he was spotted in the Bay Area.
Where he's gone since then, we don't know.
Longo's father, Joe, says his son, shown here on home video with his wife and children, was not capable of murdering his entire family.
If he's responsible for such actions, it's hard to believe because of the way he was brought up.
FBI agents say Longo is so good at changing his identity and creating disguises, the Bureau must rely on the public to find him. That's why Saturday night, John Walsh's America's Most Wanted program will highlight the Longo case.
Nobody can seem to figure out what has motivated this guy to do these horrible crimes. But we do know one thing: he's cunning, he's smart, he's charming, and he's on the run. But I'm very worried that if he gets cornered somewhere, he can be very dangerous. He needs to be taken off the streets as soon as possible.
Now, tonight, the FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to Christian Longo. They hope the money and the publicity will cause somebody to turn him in somewhere, either in Mexico or here in the U.S.
All right, David Wilson, thank you.
Tualatin police are looking for a man who's approaching schoolgirls. Just yesterday, a Hazelbrook Middle School student says a man drove up to her at 112th and Garrett and asked her for directions. She wouldn't talk to him, ran to the school, and reported the guy. Police say they're concerned because it's not the first time this guy's been spotted trying to talk to girls.
The similarity is that it's a white male, probably 40-ish, 30 to 40 years old, with red and gray beard and mustache, sideburns, short-cut hair, and the description was too close on both of them for us to not do something about it.
Hazelbrook School sent a letter home with kids warning parents to be on the lookout for the guy, and they're reminding kids to walk in pairs and report any suspicious activities.
Police have arrested a Columbia County man in connection with the murder of his wife. 52-year-old Alan Zweigert Sr. is being held without bail in the Columbia County Jail. He's charged with murdering his wife. Yesterday morning, 48-year-old Hong Ha Zweigert was found shot to death inside their home in a quiet neighborhood near St. Helens. Her husband had claimed that 3 masked gunmen broke into the house and duct-taped him before shooting her. An 18-year-old battleground man will spend 45 years in prison for murdering a co-worker. Jay Rich was sentenced today. He pleaded guilty last year to the murder of Bryce Powers, who worked with Rich as a clerk at the Battleground Safeway. Prosecutors say Rich planned Powers' murder, slitting his throat in a back room of the store, then abandoning the 20-year-old's body near Larch Mountain. The victim was dating Rich's ex-girlfriend. 2
cellmates of accused killer Karen Huster say she told them incriminating things about the disappearance of her daughter. One says Huster admitted she killed her 9-year-old daughter, Elizabeth, whose body has never been found. Huster's pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity in the death. Pamela Blankenship was in the Washington County Jail with Huster for a couple of months in the spring of 1997. She says Huster told her that she killed her daughter, that she didn't mean to do it, and they would never find the body. A man accused of shooting at a Portland city bus and at police officers has been indicted on 21 charges, including attempted aggravated murder. Clayton Jasmine is being held on more than $1 million bail. He's accused of shooting at officers who came to his apartment building last week after neighbors heard shots. Police say Jasmine fired more than 30 rounds from 3 guns. Jasmine is also a suspect in several other crimes.
A Multnomah County grand jury has indicted the woman who struck Portland motorcycle officer Christopher Guzman. 21-year-old Linda Abels was indicted on charges of driving under the influence, reckless driving, and endangering, assault, and criminal mischief. Guzman is still in serious condition in the critical care unit of Emmanuel Hospital. Abels is scheduled to be arraigned on Monday.
An elderly battleground Washington man is dead after his car drove into the Columbia River this morning. 76-year-old Joseph Bouchard was driving westbound on Northeast Marine Drive when witnesses say his car made an erratic turn right toward the river. Bouchard was dead when rescuers pulled him from the river. Oregon's unemployment rate ticked up another 0.1% in December, ending a year on the long downward trend. The 7.5% jobless mark means that more than 129,000 Oregonians aren't bringing home a paycheck. 58,000 more people were out of work last month than there were out of work at Christmas time of 2000. State economists say both wood products and high-tech workers are having trouble finding work.
There is a continuation of the real job loss in Oregon that has taken place over the last year. And manufacturing was the primary industry sector where that weakness occurred.
13 weeks of additional unemployment benefits are available to some would-be workers who've exhausted their benefits, but they have to keep looking for jobs and accept any job offered through the employment division.
Authorities reveal an elaborate plot by al-Qaeda terrorists to blow up Western embassies, U.S. Navy ships, and a bus carrying American soldiers. Coming up next, the latest on the war on terrorism.
The verdict is in for this father of a young hockey player accused in the beating death of another man.
And the terror attacks of September 11th produced all kinds of artistic reactions. Find out why one man decided to transform his truck into a memorial.
And I'm Monica Guzza in for Rod Hill this evening. Looks like we're expecting some showers this weekend, but not a lot. We'll talk about all of that in weather coming up at 10:30.
I'm Andy Carson. And I'm Ken Ackerman. You could avoid the headache next week on Good Day Oregon. Get a head start on your taxes. We're going to have some simple tips.
Plus, the creator of Survivor is at it again. Learn all about his newest project.
Also, Kelly Jo Phelps performs right here in our studio.
And we'll chat with some familiar faces, see what's happening with Patrick Swayze, Richard Simmons, and Angie Harmon next week.
We're the people you can depend on. For quality, it's all right here.
Welcome to the New Year's clearance sale, going on right now at Oak Unlimited. We have the lowest prices of the year with discounts up to 50% off regular prices, like this beautiful dining set with hutch, or this gorgeous diamond bedroom set. We have entertainment setters, office and computer furniture, all reduced to sell. So hurry out now during Oak Unlimited's New Year's clearance sale at Delta Park and our new Hillsboro location.
Here we go. Don't spend my time being what I'm not. Just live my life with what I've got. Loving every minute of it, keep calling the shots. Oh yeah, right there, keep hitting the spot. True to myself, do it my own way. Don't give a second thought to what the others say. Totally focused when you see what you want, see what you get. Come on, we got the best yet. Just live your life.
Want more for less? Then you gotta get to DQ, where right now 99 cents gets you a mouth-watering DQ double burger, or get a peanut buster parfait, also just 99 cents. Got a buck? DQ something different.
Meet the world's greatest sled dog team. Diesel, Scooper, Yodel, Sniff, Nana, and Demon. As they meet their new owner.
Okay, just like a jet ski with fur.
On January 18th, get ready for Mush Hour.
Then you really stepped in it this time.
Disney Snow Dogs. Rated PG. Starts Friday, January 18th at a theater near you.
0% financing has depleted Chevy inventories nationwide. But at Car Chevy World, we've got 8 city blocks with over 1,000 vehicles on site. And this weekend, during Car Chevy World's giant truck blowout, get our lowest prices ever. Plus, get 2002 cash back on every new Chevy. Like a 2002 Chevy Avalanche 4x4 for just $26,995. The biggest selection of new Chevy trucks in the West. And 2002 cash back on every new Chevy. Hurry to Car Chevy World in Beaverton, where salaried salespeople see it your way.
Give us an hour. We'll give you a headache.
Steve Edwards, Dorothy Lucy, and Jillian Barber.
It's from news to nonsense.
Good Day Live. Weekdays at 10 on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
The lawyer for a man detained after the terrorist attack says the FBI hasn't connected his client to September 11th.
Also, authorities break up a planned terrorist attack on U.S. Navy ships, government buildings, and American businesses in Singapore. Skip Lozier has the latest in the war on terrorism.
Abdullah Hagazi appeared before a federal magistrate in New York Friday, charged with lying to the FBI. He was staying at a hotel across the street from the World Trade Center on September 11th. Weeks later, authorities found an aviation or pilot's two-way radio in his room. He claimed it wasn't his.
The issue is whether he had the device in question. Is his position that he did not have it.
The magistrate ordered Hagazi held without bail. 20 Afghan war detainees, the first of hundreds expected, have landed at the U.S. Naval Base at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Their accommodations will be humane, say U.S. officials, but not comfortable. At least, not until a high-security detention center is complete. In the meantime, the prisoners will stay in covered outdoor cages, sleeping on mats on concrete floors. They will be very heavily guarded.
They thought because we were prosperous and free, we would be soft and complacent. They made a grave mistake.
Al-Qaeda documents seized in Afghanistan and passed on by the U.S. have helped authorities in Singapore break up a terrorist attack there. Sources say the plot was to target U.S. Navy ships, U.S. government buildings, and American businesses. 17,000 Americans live in Singapore.
I think that the government of Singapore has acted with dispatch, and we're very pleased that they've been able to do what they've done.
Singapore officials say they have arrested 13 alleged terrorists over the past month. In Washington, I'm Skip Loescher.
Well, that video that Skip just showed you, kind of grainy video, was actually a video that was confiscated in Afghanistan that America says was used by the Taliban. They were trying to scope out places that they wanted to attack, and that's why that video was included in the story. Americans aren't so sure Al Gore would have handled the war on terrorism as well as President Bush. Here's the latest Fox News poll. When asked if Gore would be doing a better or worse job than President Bush, only 10% of Americans polled said Gore would be doing a better job. 46% felt Gore would be doing worse than Bush. 32% said Gore would be doing about the same. 12% weren't sure. The poll also asked if an election were to be held today, would you vote to re-elect Bush or a Democratic candidate? 49% of Americans said they would vote for Bush. 21% would choose a Democratic candidate. 14% said it depends on the Democratic candidate or it was too soon to say. When it came to requiring all airport security screeners to have a high school diploma, 83% favor that requirement. Only 12% oppose and 5% not sure. Well, what do you think? If the 2004 presidential election were held today, would you re-elect Bush or vote for a different candidate? That's tonight's 12 Talkback Online poll question. Log on to our website, Oregons12.tv. We'll have results on Monday's 10 o'clock news.
The Oregon Supreme Court struck down the voter-passed law on term limits. The court unanimously ruled that the 1992 initiative measure contained too many constitutional changes by seeking to limit congressional as well as state legislative terms. The ruling frees as many as 26 legislators to run for re-election who otherwise would have been forced out of office by the limits after this year.
A busy Portland road has been closed so workers can repair damage from a landslide. Germantown Road between Bridge Avenue and Skyline Boulevard will be shut down for 2 to 3 weeks. The slope on the east side of the road collapsed in December. Heavy rains over the past few weeks have caused more of the hillside to slide and have cracked the asphalt shoulder of the road. Contractors are trying to prevent more slide problems. And if you're in that area, watch out for detour signs. Work will begin Monday to place screens over rocks on the Oregon Coast Highway. The project was supposed to begin earlier this month until a major landslide destroyed part of Route 53. That was going to be the detour route. You can see by this picture that Route 53 has now been repaired. So starting Monday, helicopters will hang sections of screen on the hills along Highway 101. They'll keep rocks from tumbling off the face of the mountain onto the highway below.
Portland's Mounted Horse Patrol Unit has some new digs, and we are not talking your run-of-the-mill barn. This is the brand-new equestrian facility in northwest Portland. It has a 20,000-square-foot enclosed area for the horses to get their exercise. It also holds stalls for the horses and offices. For the last 10 years, they've been using a temporary facility, and officers say they're really excited to finally get this covered arena.
To get the horses out of the mud and get a place where we could work year-round and stuff. I mean, trailering to facilities, begging, borrowing, and stealing from private citizens to use their facilities for training. I mean, we can do it all right here. We get done training, we go on the street. If you're having issues on the street, you can come back here, you can work on them, and the horses are a lot happier.
The facility will also house the Portland Police Canine Unit. By the way, tours of this place are available.
A change in fishing regulations is going to make Oregon anglers happy. Starting tomorrow, the Oregon Fish and Wildlife Commission will increase the daily limit from 2 hatchery steelhead to 3. That increase is due to the record swarms of winter steelhead in Oregon rivers. Anglers in northeast Oregon can already catch 3 fish a day. The change would be the first for fishermen statewide.
Well, the Blazers closed out their 4-game road trip tonight with another win in Florida.
Hey, they were in Orlando where Damon Stoudemire For a while, Damon Stoudemire led the way for a second straight game. Tim Baker joins us now with our first look at the action.
Little guy is starting to pick up steam now. If he can just do it for maybe 10 more games, we'll have something more to talk about. After winning 4 of their last 5 games, the Blazers still hold 6th place in the Pacific Division, but only 2 games separate them and 3rd place Seattle, so it's tight. Tonight in Orlando, where Tracy McGrady was ready for battle. Early second quarter, Ruben Boomche with the block. Damon's going to get it ahead to Ruben Patterson for the slam and the 29-24 Blazer lead. Mo Cheeks wanted more of that action, and he gets it. Some nice passing right here. Scottie Pippen, one of his 10 assists to Bonzi Wells, who gets fouled, and the Blazers lead by 5 at the break. Early fourth quarter, though, Orlando reserve Troy Hudson reels off 6 straight points. His 3-ball cut the Blazer lead to 1, but not for long. Pippen feeding Rasheed Wallace for the one-hand alley-oop slam, 80-73 Portland. Then moments later, Damon on the drive hits the floater down the middle, and the guys know they've got it in the bag right there. One more for the books, though. Damon with the swipe right here, and then Derek Anderson goes ahead to Patterson, who will cap the fast break with a flush on the fly, and they close out the road trip with a respectable 3-1 record, winning 92-84. Stoudemire's 25 points comes on the heels of a 20-point performance last night in Miami. Wallace adds 19 and Patterson 18 for the Blazers, who improved to 17-19. All right, well, Tiger Woods got off to a slow start at the New Zealand Open. One of his competitors wasted his hot shot by hitting it too early. Andre Stoltz, an Aussie golfer, striking the perfect tee shot on the par 3 16th. He played the gusting winds just right, and it's going to pay off with a hole-in-one. But, of course, that's why we showed it to you. You knew it was coming up. Turns out, though, Stoltz played his ace too soon. You see, he made it during Friday's round, and if he had waited till the weekend, well, they would have won a brand-new car. Guess hole-in-ones are cheap during the weekday rounds, though.
What a rip-off.
I know. That's got to be frustrating. Yeah. You nail the hole-in-one, the next day you do the same thing on the same hole, you get a car.
Oh, poor guy. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Timmy.
Well, there may be some showers this weekend, but don't expect a complete washout.
Details in the Pinpoint forecast. Also, a new drug has hit the streets. Some call it the taxpayer finance drug. Find out why coming up in HealthCast.
And this great horned owl was hit head-on by a truck, survived with only minor injuries. We'll have the tough old bird's really incredible story when 10 o'clock news returns.
Oh, look at that. Look at the little nature sweet tomatoes. What's the matter? You afraid to leave your mama's vine?
Oh, you're just bitter because they taste homegrown and you don't.
Hey, who you calling bitter?
Listen, only Nature Sweet brand tomatoes taste as fresh as homegrown tomatoes, and that's because they ripen on that vine.
Oh, if you're so smart, Smarty Pants, where's your vine, huh?
Pears grow on trees.
Well, I knew that. Nature Sweet tomatoes. They taste homegrown because they ripen on that vine.
It's the new year!
Lamps Plus is celebrating with the January sale and clearance.
They got more selections and more lighting at the lowest prices guaranteed.
Literally hundreds of trend-setting table lamps, floor lamps, desk lamps, chandeliers, lighting fixtures, and much more. All at 10 to 50% off.
Their biggest sale of the year.
The Lamps Plus January sale and clearance.
Prices so low, they must be crazy.
Just call him a tough old bird. An Amity woman accidentally strikes this horned owl head-on with her car, and the bird lives. The incredible story coming up.
Clean sweep. Clean sweep.
We've lowered the broom and are sweeping up the savings for you during the Clean Sweep sale and clearance at Emporium. You'll find savings of an additional 30 and 50% off selected merchandise in every department. That's total savings of 45 to 75%. Clean Sweep is going on now. Hurry in and clean house only at Emporium.
Tonight's weather report on the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by Honda Accord. It's advanced, it's roomy, it's the Accord.
The Accord V6 from Honda, designed to give the driver total control. At least that was the original idea.
got the page moving in your...
Crack, cocaine, and speed could become drugs of the past because of a dangerous new drug that has hit the streets.
Jeff Goldblatt explains why some prosecutors are calling it the taxpayer-financed drug.
This police surveillance tape shows the narcotic of choice these days in the Appalachian states. It's a powerful painkiller called OxyContin. So addictive when abused, some say it's destroying their communities.
It's worse than cocaine. We had 250 indictments overall in Harlan County. 71 of those were directly related to OxyContin.
Part of the drug's popularity is the high Oxy delivers when it's broken up or injected, and that all it takes to get it is a doctor's prescription. In poverty-stricken states, oftentimes it's your tax dollars at work financing the OxyContin dealer.
You may have people that's on welfare. They have state medical cards. You have people that's on Medicaid, and they use this to get their drugs with. And like I said, it starts out legitimately, but then so many people exploit it.
OxyContin was first marketed in 1996. In just 4 years, the number of prescriptions written for the drug surged 17% nationwide, according to federal data. To curb abuse, states have developed computer databases to track OxyContin prescriptions.
A well-designed electronic prescription monitoring program can ensure that patients with legitimate need get their medications, and criminals and abusers who have no business getting it don't.
But just 15 states have such a monitoring program, including Kentucky, where police say it's helped clog the OxyContin pipeline.
It puts some people out of business that would flourish if we didn't have the system, because they would just go from doctor to doctor.
But Kentucky's prescription monitoring program only tracks those who are getting the drug in this state. It doesn't keep tabs on those who are crossing the border to beat the system, traveling to a state that does not document OxyContin. It is the same loophole that exists nationwide.
20 milligram and...
For now, the DEA will let states continue to handle how this painkiller is tracked, as is the standard with similar drugs. But many agree until there is a national oxy monitoring system, you, the taxpayer, will continue to help fund this sinister addiction.
In other health news, too much caffeine can be bad for you, but drinking too much decaf coffee can also be harmful. A new study shows women who drink 3 or more cups of decaf coffee a day have a higher risk of developing rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis is a chronic inflammatory disease that causes debilitating symptoms, including morning stiffness, joint pain, appearance of skin nodules, and disfigurement.
Here's Monica in now with a look at our weather, something we haven't been seeing.
And I only drink water
rain.
now.
I know, that's a good
Pretty
reason.
much everything
Another reason
else
not
is
to drink
off limits,
coffee.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, looking at the maps, looking at the sky, it should be raining now, and it's not. This is why Mother Nature doesn't let us in on everything that's going on up there in the atmosphere and keeps us guessing sometimes. But we do expect some rain showers. In fact, why don't we take a look at conditions outside right now. 46 degrees certainly feels cooler than that. That's because of the wind blowing out of the southeast at around, what does that say, 18 miles per hour. Barometer is falling, and the dew point is only 39, so fog being developed in some of the outlying areas. Why don't we take a look at that satellite map, and I'll show you what I mean. Here we go. Here's the cold front back here, and nice big batch of moisture moving on shore, and you would look at this. Normally I would look at this, and I would definitely say we're seeing some rain right now. But when we go to the radar map, little to nothing. We saw some rain showers move through earlier today. Portland, in fact, had 1/107 inch of rain in the past 24 hours. And we are finally beginning to see just a little bit of rain develop just underneath the banner there, right underneath the number 12. So I believe those showers are going to continue to drop to the south as this cold front continues to move on shore. We should get a band of showers moving in. We certainly do have the clouds and even some drizzly showers over near Pendleton right now. By tomorrow morning, the showers will have swung through. In fact, many areas I think will even have dried out by 7 a.m. The wind will kick up a little bit, and we'll see some snow in the mountains, which we need. It's been raining on the slopes for a while. And eventually, the cold front will be moving out of the state. In fact, as soon as it crosses the Rockies, it's going to turn into a much bigger system. As we go into tomorrow evening and Sunday, take a look at this. High pressure moves back on shore, and it looks like we'll see some clouds, but we're not going to see much rain on Sunday. High temperatures today in the 50s out along the coast with some cloudy skies. Brookings almost 60 degrees. Portland nearly 50 degrees today. And everyone in eastern Oregon, cloudy skies for you. Burns, 33 for a high. Very chilly for you. John Day, though, 51 degrees, and the Dalles, 45. Taking a look at temperatures across the nation, cool air throughout the Great Lakes Stakes with some scattered snow showers today. Yesterday it was snowing hard, today just lightly. Certainly getting warmer as we go into the south. And take a look at this. Finally, after 2 days of having a real big heat wave across the central and northern plains, beginning to cool down, but Pierre still 50 degrees today. That's quite warm. 76 down in Los Angeles. And one thing that was going on in California, take a look at this. This is a visible satellite image of California earlier today, and this is fog throughout the entire Central Valley, stretching all the way from Sacramento down into Bakersville, California. This fog stayed stuck in the valley all day long. Very low visibilities, very dangerous for driving. The I-5 corridor runs right along this area. Okay, why don't we get back to that map and continue talking about the temperatures, but amazing visible satellite map. That's a lot of fog. 50 degrees in Reno, Nevada, and Honolulu, overcast skies and 73. Along the Oregon coast, North Bend and Coos Bay, scattered morning showers and drying out in the afternoon. Newport and Florence, same situation for you. Astoria and Tillamook, overcast skies with some showers. Small craft advisory, the wind will kick up in the morning, settle down a little bit in the afternoon. The swell, though, 12 going up to 14 feet by afternoon time. Into the western valleys, mostly cloudy skies. Start out with some showers in the morning, a high of 47. Portland, morning showers and then mostly cloudy skies. Could even see a little bit of afternoon clearing, but we could also still see a couple of scattered showers. Eugene, mostly cloudy and 54 high. Into the Oregon Cascades, mostly cloudy skies. Snow advisory in effect for the Cascades. By tomorrow evening, we could see 3 to 7 inches of fresh snow on the mountains. Central and eastern Oregon, Bend and Madras, mostly cloudy skies. Possible afternoon clearing. John Day and Burns. John Day overcast, 20% chance of some rain showers. LeGrand, chance for some rain showers and windy for you in the canyons tomorrow. Baker City, overcast for you. Into the Columbia River Gorge, the Dalles. Could see some afternoon clearing. You'll probably stay mostly cloudy, though. We'll just see how that shakes out. Cascade Locks, 48 for a high. And tomorrow, here's how it's going to look. Showers in the morning and then drying out for us. Wind starting out to the south, then turning to the west at 15 miles per hour. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. And we will stay dry during the daylight hours. Oh, excuse me. What was I trying to say? Anyway, during the daylight hours, Saturday and Sunday, sorry about that, it looks like it's going to stay nice and dry. Sunday night into Monday morning, we should see more showers develop. We'll stay dry through much of the week. And then Friday looks like our next best chance for some strong rain showers.
And earlier in the week, we were talking about those cold temperatures and the chance we might see a little bit of snow, but that kind of all fell by the wayside, right?
That fell apart within the first couple of days. So you just want that pattern to continue to develop, and that just hasn't happened. But we will see more snow in the mountains with that snow advisory tonight and into tomorrow, and we certainly need the snow.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, Monica, thanks.
All right, whatever you're doing, pay attention to this.
Yeah.
We have an amazing survival story. This is incredible. An owl that survived a head-on collision with a truck and even suffered through a long ride stuck in the truck's grill.
As KPTV photojournalist Kevin Simmons shows us, the bird is recovering, believe it or not, at the McMinnville Wildlife Rehabilitation and Care Clinic.
So you're at the McMinnville Veterinary Care and Wildlife Rehab Center. We have an owl that was injured in a car accident. A woman drove into it, and the owl was lodged in the grill of her truck. I'm putting a glove on to reach in here and pull this little guy out. There you go. He sustained only minor injuries to his left eye, which have almost completely resolved now. His head was in the grill of the car. It almost makes it sound like he was hit head on, and at the speed she was traveling, I mean, just imagine he should be in pieces like Humpty Dumpty, and instead he's sitting here making angry voices at us.
Oh, he's just gorgeous and huge, and his eyes are huge.
Well, the future is we're going to make sure that he's able to still hunt effectively, and once he's proven that he's able to hunt and fly well, we'll send him on his way back in the same area where he came from.
Wow. Okay, check this out. It's kind of gross, but this is an interesting side note. This is a frozen mouse. That is dinner for the owl. Yummy. The clinic hopes to release him sometime next week.
What a set of eyes on that owl, huh?
It's
Isn't that
remarkable
amazing?
just to watch
I don't
the
think
way
I've
the
ever seen
lid-
them like that.
Yeah.
Peel back,
Neat.
beautiful yellow color. Jury reaches a verdict in the hockey dad trial.
Found out the fate of a man accused in the beating death of another dad at their son's hockey practice.
And the man who introduced the world to Wendy's hamburger. This is the wrong video, but the man who introduced the world of Wendy's hamburgers laid to rest today. Those stories and more when the 10 o'clock news returns.
It's a total and complete inventory liquidation event. Display models, demos, one-of-a-kinds, and closeouts. The January clearance, now at Standard TV and Appliance.
Sale prices on Mitsubishi, RCA, Zenith, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, GE, Maytag, and more. Hurry to Standard for 6 months, no payments, no interest financing.
Get the biggest and best savings during the January clearance today at Standard TV and Appliance.
Ring in the new year at Car Toys with guaranteed low prices on wireless phones. After an instant rebate, get this Nokia phone for a penny. It's $170 in bonuses only at Car Toys. For $39.99 a month, you'll get 500 whenever, wherever minutes. Unlimited weekends, and all minutes include free long distance. Plus, with VoiceStream's Ping Pong, you can send and receive email messages on your phone. Car Toys Ring in the New Year wireless sale ends January 14th.
Car Toys, better way to go.
First it was burned into our memory, now it's been turned into art. From macabre miniatures to a monument on wheels. See how different artists are paying tribute to the World Trade Center.
He's Henry, Clay Henry. He got real big on burgers and fries. Thanks to Subway, he's a smaller size.
Make exercise in Subway's 7 delicious sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less, part of your balanced diet.
Subway, eat fresh.
Want to add some fun to your party? Come to Subway and pick up a Subway party platter or a 6-foot party sub. They're fresh made and ready to serve. Your choice of delicious meats and toppings on fresh baked gourmet bread. Available at Subway.
Subway, eat fresh.
Looks like a supermodel. Feels like one, too. The Carlisle chair from Lazy Boy. The new look of comfort.
Home furnishings need help? Then you need to know one thing. Factory authorized clearance. Right now at Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery, find limited time savings on select home furnishings. Get there soon. Factory authorized clearance going on now.
The verdict is guilty.
A Massachusetts jury has convicted hockey dad Thomas Junta of involuntary manslaughter in the so-called rink rage trial.
Keith Oppenheim reports.
After listening to 4 days of testimony and another morning of closing arguments, a jury of 9 women and 3 men reached a conclusion that 44-year-old Thomas Junta had committed a serious crime. Junta, found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, was taken from the courtroom and will be sentenced on January 25th. In many ways, this was a case about 2 men in a fight. On July 5th, 2000, Junta attended his son's hockey practice in Reading, Massachusetts, and became upset when play got rough. Junta confronted Michael Costin, the practice supervisor. 2 brawls erupted between the men. The first fight was broken up. The second left Costin unconscious and eventually dead.
We feel we reached a very difficult but proper decision.
After the verdict, the jury spoke, and the district attorney expressed appreciation for their work, but sadness over the circumstances of the case.
Unfortunately, tonight, there are 2 sets of children who do not have parents at home. There is no joy, therefore, in this resolution.
And the relatives of Michael Costin hope something could be learned from the tragedy.
It is our sincere wishes that this tragedy serves as a reminder to all, and that no other family has to experience the senseless pain that we have.
The defense attorney said the Junta family is considering what to do next.
And they will join together as they have over the past 18 months to explore all options to free Thomas Junta.
According to Talkers magazine, the #1 topic on talk radio these days has been the hockey trial. President Bush is still the most talked about person, but Thomas Junta is second.
51 subpoenas for information in the Enron collapse were sent out today. 49 of them will go to individuals. The other 2 will go to Enron business entities. Meanwhile, the White House is taking heat over news that Enron, one of President Bush's biggest campaign contributors, told the administration it was in financial trouble weeks before it filed for bankruptcy. But a reporter for the Wall Street Journal says a large portion of Congress also received campaign funds from Enron.
The money went deep and it went far and wide. More than 70 senators, 70% of the senators in the U.S. Senate currently serving received Enron funds. Almost half the House, 40-some% of House members also received Enron money. So as people begin to look around at contacts with Enron, yes, it was a company that gave primarily to Republicans, but there were also plenty of Democrats who received money, and members of Congress, the vast majority of the Senate received Enron funds.
No names are being released regarding the subpoenas, but it is known Enron Chairman Kenneth Lay and former CEO Jeff Skilling are on that list. Well, last night we asked whether you thought the White House should have warned Enron employees about the company's problems, and here's how you answered last night's 12 Talkback Online poll question. 45% of you said yes, the White House should have warned them. 54% of you said no.
In other news across America tonight, the Ford Motor Company announces it's closing 5 plants and laying off over 35,000 employees worldwide. The company says it's a drastic move that's part of a new restructuring plan that includes the end of 4 vehicle models: the Ford Escort, the Mercury Cougar sports car, the Mercury Villager minivan, and the Lincoln Continental luxury car. Job cuts will affect about 22,000 workers in North America. 2,000 of those cuts will happen in Ohio.
The wrong medication leads to the wrongful death of a fire captain at an Indiana hospital. Captain Mike Magziars died after a nurse accidentally gave him anti-brain swelling medication after his heart surgery. The hospital has released a statement admitting their mistake, and they say they're taking measures to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Wendy's founder Dave Thomas was laid to rest in Columbus, Ohio today. Hundreds of people paying their respects at a public viewing at Wendy's headquarters. Thomas died Tuesday and in his home in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He was well known for starring in Wendy's commercials and was a strong advocate for adopted children. Dave Thomas was 69 years old.
People have expressed their grief about the September 11th attacks in many different ways.
Coming up, find out what inspired one man to transform his truck.
Plus, the widow of a man believed to have died while trying to overpower the hijackers of United Flight 93 takes her baby home from the hospital. Some good news, finally. Those stories and more when the 10 o'clock news continues.
Thousands of light years away,
I have a plan for communicating with Voyager.
One generation of heroes reaches out to another.
We'll work on it together.
Desperate times call for a desperate rescue.
Stand down, Mr. Barclay. Stop it.
Star Trek Voyager.
Tonight on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
No. Is it Dan calling to sympathize?
Hello?
Or Dave?
It's Dave.
Calling to rub it in. Know now. Order caller ID, pay no activation fee, and get your first month free.
Game? What game?
We're the people you can depend on. For quality, it's all right here.
Welcome to the New Year's celebration at Dining Rooms Unlimited with savings up to 30%.
We are truly a unique specialty store with an unlimited selection of over 50 dining sets on display. From formal to casual, we have the look that will suit any style.
So hurry out now to any one of Dining Rooms Unlimited's 3 locations and let us help you customize the dining room you've been dreaming about.
Hey, get down here fast. They got the silver one. Okay, bye.
Claim your Volkswagen. With offers this good, they won't be around forever.
Is it Ethan from the cafe?
Hello?
Or the Rickster from the bus?
Rickster from the bus.
Know now. Order caller ID, pay no activation fee, and get your first month free.
She's not home.
On Wall Street, the Dow dropped 80 points to close at 9,987. The Nasdaq's off 24 at 2022. The 10 o'clock news continues in a moment. like this.
Want expert help whenever you need it? At Office Depot, our people listen, understand, and help.
How can I make these look like they're not just from my home office?
Some digital...
It'd be nice if everything was like that. Office Depot. What you need to know.
Most mechanics can fix just about anything on your car. But throw something really complex at them, like a modern transmission, and look out. For a job done right, guaranteed, at a price that's right, bring it to the experts. Call 1-800-GO-AMCO.
Attention Enterprise fans, attend the official Star Trek convention January 12th and 13th at the Holiday Inn Portland Airport with special guest Lieutenant Reed Dominic Keating and Chief Engineer Trip Tucker, Connor Trinier. Live and in person, there's special presentations, autographs, merchandise, contests, and much more. The official Star Trek convention January 12th and 13th at the Holiday Inn Portland Airport. Tickets available through the web at creationent.com or at the door.
Guess who's sleeping with a corporate crook?
I am too stupid to live!
On the next Cheers.
Tonight on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
Artists have responded in different ways to the World Trade Center attacks.
Tonight we have two different kinds of artistic memorials. One, a pickup truck, the other, a small souvenir. Here's Jeannie Mose.
First, it was burned into our memory. Now it's been turned into art, from macabre miniatures to a monument on wheels, a pickup truck with a paint job unlike any other.
My dad's truck is like cool. I can't believe, right when I saw it, I was like, wow.
It was 6-year-old Cody Lentz who inspired his father to get his Ford pickup painted.
Our son's birthday was on 9/11, and he came home from school very upset and crying, told me that his birthday was ruined.
But I feel really bad what happened on my birthday.
So Florida plant operator Tim Lentz dedicated these images to his son and others whose lives were affected by the attacks. An automotive artist worked from news photographs depicting events ranging from the removal of the body of Fire Department chaplain Father Judge to President Bush's visit to Ground Zero. There's even an image of Flight 93 before it crashed into the Pennsylvania countryside. The paint job stops traffic and pedestrians, says Tim's wife, Lisa.
It's really comforting and really cool.
I'll have the biggest, toughest-looking guy just break down and cry when they read the back of the tailgate.
The tailgate tells the story of Cody's spoiled 9/11 birthday.
I knew I was going to be on the back, but I didn't know there was reading on there. I'm like, whoa, that thing is awesome.
The bill was likewise awesome.
$27,000 and change.
If $27,000 is too steep, how about $95? And that's what this miniature of the damaged Twin Towers sells for.
I wanted very much this building to be dignified.
Konstantin Boym is a New York designer who several years ago created a series of miniatures called Buildings of Disaster, from the shack used as a hideout by the Unabomber to the Federal Building in Oklahoma City. The World Trade Center was included based on the 1993 bombing. In the wake of September 11th, Boym updated the Twin Towers miniature, though at first he worried it might seem unseemly.
When I received the orders from people whose offices perished in the towers, something clicked in my mind.
People who barely got out in time ordered the miniature. Boym is having trouble meeting demand, with part of the proceeds going to the September 11th fund. You can also purchase the Pentagon.
In fact, we call it the September 11 Memorial Set.
From eerie miniatures to painted pickup, some folks seem driven to drive home a point. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
Well, finally, some happy news for the widow of a man who died while trying to overpower hijackers on September 11th. Lisa Beamer brought her newborn baby girl home from the hospital today. Her husband, Todd, was on United Airlines Flight 93, which crashed in Pennsylvania on September 11th. He's believed to have been part of the group of passengers which tried to overpower the hijackers. The baby girl's name is Morgan. That was Todd Beamer's middle name.
One of the most well-known film festivals in the U.S. is underway in Salt Lake City. The Sundance Film Festival began today. It's held to showcase the work of independent filmmakers. This year's festival began with the premiere of the film The Laramie Project. Haven't heard much about that. At least 172 more films are expected to be featured before the festival ends on January 20th. Robert Redford heading up the festival.
We used to go up to Park City to try to see if we could find some famous
Right.
stars. You know who I saw?
Who?
Joe Isuzu. Remember the guy from those stupid commercials? I never saw anybody really great.
You lost out
It's a
again.
disappointment. A final look at the weekend forecast just ahead with Monica Guzza.
And in sports, NFL scouts flock to see Joey Harrington as the decorated duck hits the All-Star circuit.
On the next VIP, Val's Canadian Mountie Uncle drops in for a little help.
That's Irons family for you. We're regular danger magnets.
Mark Hamill guest stars.
Onward! Go!
Next VIP.
Saturday at 5 on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
They were here. Adrian Paul returns to television as the ultimate alien manhunter. His job is to hunt them down.
It ends here.
One by one.
So you're gonna let me go now, right?
No. Adrian Paul is Tracker.
Saturday on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
Chances are you're going to find something you like at our Men's Warehouse year-end sale. Especially if you like saving money.
The Men's Warehouse year-end sale.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Style. Either you have it or you don't.
You could have any style you want at Wix. It's Wix Furniture's biggest sale of the year. Your choice of special purchase Sealy Posturepedic or Simmons Beauty Rest Queen mattress for just $299.98 and get the box spring free. Plus, put no money down with no monthly payments and no finance charges due for 1 year with a Wix charge. I know style when I see it.
Having a Wix bedroom makes you a real suave guy.
Welcome to Bargain Days, Les Schwab's first big sales event of the year. We've taken our popular $7.91 all-season passenger radials and SXT all-terrains for pickups and SUVs and put them on sale. Plus much more as Les Schwab rolls out the bargains. Leftovers, special purchases, one-of-a-kinds, used tires. In custom wheels, our popular Type 55 is on sale. Batteries, sale prices on our popular Sport 4x4. Bargain Days now at Les Schwab.
It feels good to give to charities. It feels even better to know that your gifts will continue to make a difference after you're gone. Now's the time to plan for it. Talk with your favorite charity or a legal or financial advisor about the best way to leave a legacy in your will or estate plan. It's the only way to make sure your money goes to the people and causes you care about most. Leave more than memories. Leave a legacy. Contact a charity or a legal or financial advisor to find out how.
The hunt is on. Vinny! More dangerous. More deadly.
You looking for me?
More delicious.
Oh, great.
Tia Carrere is back.
The mad woman.
Is she dating anybody?
Relic Hunter.
Saturday on KPTV, Oregon's 12. Now sports with Tim Becker.
Well, the Portland State Vikings opened their conference season this weekend with a double dip of action at home against Montana State in Montana tonight and tomorrow. Well, the Bobcats were the team in town tonight. They turned it over right here, and the Vikings running with the rock. Aaron Fitzgerald converts the fast break. PSU leads 37-34 at halftime. Part two tied 59 all. When the Bobcats start to establish control, Casey Reynolds hits and is fouled. 62-59 Montana State. Anthony Lackey keeps the Vikings in it with 5 3-pointers. That one tied at 67 all. But the Bobcats close with a 7-1 run, and they ruin the Vikings conference opener. Montana State wins 74-68. Over at the Child Center tonight, the Pilots open up conference play hosting San Diego. Former Jesuit star Mike McGrain giving the Toreros an 8-point lead. That midway through the first. Portland would counter with some long distance of their own, though. Adam Quick dumps in a 3-ball. He finished with 15 for the game. Eric Knight would also dial up from long range. The Pilots trailed by 9 at the half and actually had a chance to win late, but San Diego escapes with a 65-64 win. Hey, the Blazers are showing some signs of revival tonight, beating Orlando 92-84 to finish a 4-game road trip with a 3-1 record. It was all Damon all the time tonight. Damon Stoudemire scoring 10 points in the first quarter and finished with 25 for the game. He helped the Blazers pull away from a one-point game in the fourth with that scoop shot in the lane. And Ruben Patterson adds 18 for the Blazers, who won 4 of their last 5 games. Elsewhere, the Lakers meet their match in Minnesota, where Kevin Garnett bangs down 23 of his 32 in the first half. Then Wally Szczerbiak takes over, hits the jumper there, and then adds 2 more on the breakaway slam. Szczerbiak with a game-high 34 as the T-Wolves stun the Lakers 120-102. Over at the Coliseum tonight, Kelowna and Portland locked up to play a little hockey. Winterhawks trailing 1-0 in the second, till Sean Rode finds Joe Bally waiting on the doorstep. Bally's team-leading 36th goal of the year, but the Rockets would come right back. Ryan Cuthbert will find a way to beat Chris Toews, and Kelowna goes on to double up the Hawks. Final is 4-2. Hey, for the first time in 4 years, Oregon State's raising ticket prices for the football games at home. Season ticket holders will pay $25 per seat next year, up from $22. Individual game tickets will run you $28, except the Civil War against Oregon. That one is $50. Ducks fans can catch Joey Harrington tomorrow on the Tube, quarterbacking the West team in the East-West Shrine game. Joey's stock, of course, is soaring as he prepares for the pro draft. Pre-game workouts at Stanford, crawling with NFL bigwigs like 49er Bill Walsh and big cowboy Jerry Jones. But in typical fashion, Joey fashion, he doesn't have time for outside pressures.
The people out here watching doesn't change the fact that I just have to play catch. You know, throw the ball, put it in a place where the receiver can make a play, and all the eyes out here watching shouldn't change that. Honestly, I'm just out here playing. You know, that's the biggest thing for me, not to get all focused on, you know, trying to improve, you know, my draft status. You know, when you get caught up in all the extra outside things going on here, you forget about just going out and playing and having fun.
Well, the Shrine Game fun begins tomorrow morning at 10:30. And hey, gang, you're looking at the early favorite for next year's Heisman Trophy. Florida's Rex Grossman says today he will come back for his junior season. This year's Heisman runner-up considered going pro after Steve Spurrier resigned as Florida's head coach, but he's going to be back and going to put up some huge numbers as he did this year, I bet.
All right, Tim, thanks.
Well, put on your driving gloves and buckle up for a ride at the North American International Auto Show tomorrow night on Newsmakers. We'll take you to Detroit for the show, and you'll get to see some of the cool and classy cars and trucks that are about to hit the market. That's Newsmakers tomorrow night at 10:35 during the 10 o'clock news hour.
Now Monica's here to tell us about the weather.
Yes, 7-day forecast. A couple of showers here and there, but relatively dry this weekend. Showers tomorrow morning, showers Sunday night into Monday morning. Then we'll be dry for a while, and then Friday, we'll see some rain.
Thank you, Monica.
You're welcome.
And thank you for joining us.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
The hosts of Good Day Live talk about their show.
It is very unedited.
I will say things on the show that I wouldn't say to my best friend in a darkened room.
I fake more at home, if you know what I'm saying, and I think you do.
The show's called Good Day Live because it's actually live and it's in the day, and we hope it's good.
But not for everybody. And that's the beauty, I think, of us.
You give us an hour, we'll give you a headache.
Steve Edwards, Dorothy Lucy, and Jillian Barbary.
It's from news to nonsense.
Good Day Live. Weekdays at 10 on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
The holidays may be over, but at Paul Schatz Furniture, the holiday savings are just beginning at our winter sale. If you put off buying furniture until the perfect time to save, this is it. Because right now, you'll find every piece of great designer furniture on sale. Furniture for every room. Furniture for every taste. But hurry, because winter won't last forever, and neither will the savings. That's the winter sale, going on now at Paul Schatz Furniture, your home.
We have a body at the morgue.
A husband murdered.
We got motive. We got a 911.
A wife accused.
You're saying this was an accident?
Yes. But if she's so innocent, why is she running?
I shouldn't have lied to you.
What did you lie to me about?
Kiefer Sutherland. Bridget Fonda.
Do you want a lawyer?
Why?
Break up.
Saturday at 8 on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
I'm Andy Carson.
And I'm Ken Ackerman. Next week on Good Day Oregon, we're going to have a sneak peek at the newest project from the creator of Survivor.
Plus Patrick Swayze, Richard Simmons, and Angie Harmon, all next week.
Just a minute. I'll be right there. I'm coming. Deanna.
Hello, Red.
Billy's mom knows that the experience of Dave Sweeney and the Coin 6 OMSI Storm Team will tell her everything she needs to know. How long will the storm last? And are the roads safe for travel? Thanks to Dave Sweeney and the Coin 6 OMSI Storm Team, families throughout the Northwest know just what to expect. Dave Sweeney and the Coin 6 OMSI Storm Team, your best defense against winter weather.
You might have dozens of reasons to watch local news. At Coin 6 News, we have just one reason for covering. Our one job is to provide you with the perspective you need to make educated decisions. Complete, clear coverage. Coin 6 News.
How is great tasting cheese made? Great tasting cheese is made with the freshest, highest quality milk. At Tillamook Cheese, we believe cleanliness is a big part of that. Our milking buildings and equipment are constantly maintained and cleaned daily, because clean cows and clean facilities mean high-quality milk. That adds up to the best tasting cheese you can buy.
Farmer owned and operated since 1909. Tillamook Cheese. One recipe, 100 years.